All right, y'all.
Every time.
What's going on? What happened?
She said every time.
Every time. I tell you.
The little recorder
She scares me.
lady.
I know. I've come to appreciate it though, because now you can't catch people off guard.
Right.
You know, I used to get people try to catch them say something slick before. Yeah.
Right.
Can't do that no more.
Like me.
Yeah. Yeah. So we back, y'all. It's Community Coalition Show. K Wilson, David 2K, and we got Yendi in the house. Yendi, what's going on?
Gang.
I'm here.
So I think we're gonna try to make this a permanent thing, Yendi. Are you gonna join us?
Sure.
Oh no.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, that sure was a little suspect though, but okay. It's all good though. We back. So I don't know. Maybe there's 3 of us now. I think it would be a dope thing. So
I like it.
I do too. And we need a woman. We need a black woman. It's been 2 dudes. Yeah.
Right. We get crazy.
What are we now? Beautiful black queen.
That's right. Sorry.
Absolutely.
Beautiful black queen. You got to say that every time.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah. So we here, y'all. So let's see how this goes. Let's see. You know, because you know how black people do. They do a couple weeks and they fade out. So let's see what happens. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, we back. Y'all know we brought to you by the Black Squirrel Media Network.
Yep.
Check out all that stuff. We'll say that at the end too, but y'all know what time it is. So let's cut to it. So I know it's been a scary couple weeks for some people around here. People really nervous.
A little bit.
You know, they came up with these new they came up with these new rules for like the cash apps. You know,
the Cash App, the Venmo, the
Zelle.
Yeah. So what they call like the Cash App transaction. So it's pretty much through the apps, you know. So when this first came out a couple of weeks ago, people was real nervous because what it is, or I guess what people saw first was that you have to report any transaction on those apps over $600 or over. So people were scared.
Right.
I mean,
I know why. I want to say I kind of know why, but like also like why?
Why do you think? Let's start there first.
The government wants to be in everybody's pocket.
They
want to be like that lady that came to the show. Hey, what y'all doing over here?
Yeah,
y'all got $600 in here. Oh, hey, I see you with that 600. Oh, I see you with that 600. How y'all make that?
Wow.
How you make that?
Well, yes and no, right? And I know me and you talked about this before when we first saw it. I see both sides of the fence. Okay, so for those who are nervous, for those who are scared, let me tell you, it's really not what you think. Okay, so what it is, and I found a couple spots. First of all, new rule. This doesn't even go into effect till January 1st, right?
So trap now.
I still wouldn't.
What you mean?
But what it is, they're looking at business transactions, $600 over. So this is not really about personal use. So, you know, for most people, you send your money, I send you money, you send me money, we boys, it's dinner, you gave stuff like that. That's not a problem.
Slight.
Yeah, but this is really going after transactions for business use. Okay, that's what this is about, and it's really just monitoring those transactions, being able to report on those transactions. So
hold on. So I think I remember. You remember? Sorry, excuse me. You remember how like some people like will use certain things to write it off as a business expense?
Yeah.
Like, oh hey, I have to go to this place, but I mean, I am doing it for business, so let me put it on my business card. And so they like write it off as a business expense. Is that kind of like what they're trying to crack down on?
No, not even that. Not that
it's like,
here.
I think it's more so, well, especially now with the pandemic, a lot of people are doing services, and instead of having them pay because to be honest with you, it's cheaper to just have your customers Zelle you the money than paying for services with Square, even though Square was on the list. So it's like, oh, Keisha, you're gonna buy a bunch of weaves from me, Cashapp Me $500 or $600 to Kilolo hairs, and so stuff like
Yendi,
that.
I need you to I need you to give me cornrows, but let me cash app you $600.
Yeah.
Right.
But the thing about that is, one, it's not reported as a business expense. Two, there is no tax in that. Two things lie in the problem here,
Okay.
So again, as a business owner myself, I get it. I kind of see what's happening here, because again, through most transactions, I got to report taxes. Right. I have to file it so even at the end of the year, I'm paying taxes somewhere. I got to pay on that. You got to account for that stuff.
Right.
But to do electronic payment, the lines get a little blurry.
Okay.
And so they changed the threshold. The threshold used to be $20,000. That was a lot. That was major purchase stuff. But what they found, again, like you said, a lot of small business, a lot of sole proprietors, a lot of, small people, it wasn't really a way to get around it. It's just a way to make the line. It was making the lines murky.
Right.
So even as I was reading some of the articles, some people say, I pay rent through Cash App. I was paying my rent using that, Mm-hmm. So from the other side of the fence, so even for us that were paying it, okay, not a big deal. It's the flip side. It's the business. I take that transaction. Do I report it? It's not really on the books. It's not on the account. Unless I have a separate account. Let's have a separate Cash App or Venmo or something for the business. And it's probably going to the business account. It's probably accounted for. But it was just murky lines. That's all. So that's what I'm saying. So for the little people, for the regular people, it's not really what we think. People, I've seen people up in arms about this. People get nervous. They get nervous. I got to file.
I was.
Yeah, it was nervous.
Well, the article I read kind of worded it differently. So that's where the confusion came from. And it wasn't until you broke it down for me, because the article I read said it's $600. If you make $600 or more a year, then they were going to tax you. And I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's what I saw too.
Customers, they be paying me through Cash App or whatever. I hate to put myself out there, but but I was like, so that would make me mad. Plus I work and I pay you taxes already on my paycheck, and I got to pay you taxes from my business.
Yes.
Your personal business.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
We don't make that much money.
But as a business owner, yes, you have to report it, and you gotta pay taxes on the business. I can tell you how much I pay in taxes on my business a year. I said, every transaction, I set aside money off top.
Right.
I don't even spend it, because I know at some point I got to file. I want to give myself a little leeway, a little wiggle room, because sometimes you're not exactly sure. Right. And I don't want to come.
What might happen.
Yeah, I don't want to come tax season, because that happened to me a couple of years ago. Got the tax season. It was like, wait, I owe more than now I got to pay that. Problem. So I said, no. The one thing I do not want smoke with the IRS.
I don't think anybody does.
Nah, I'll take it with a lot of people, but not them. Talk about the real thugs. Those are the real thugs.
What's funny? There was an episode of the Batman the Animated Series where Joker was like, "Oh, I haven't paid my taxes," and he gave one of his goons he threw one of his goons a bag of money, and he was like, "Wait, hold on, what am I supposed to do with this? Oh, you think I'm gonna play with the IRS?" I'll mess with Batman, but I'm not playing with the IRS.
Even Joker knows what time it is. Think about it. How do they catch most criminals? They follow the money now. Mm-hmm. The big boys, they probably not gonna catch them in a crime.
Right.
How they catch them? They follow the money.
Right.
Tax evasion. Oh, you bought that crib? Where you get that money from? You said you ain't got no money. Oh, you bought them cars, you bought all that, but you ain't filed no taxes. You said you ain't got no money. That's how they catching you up. That's how they get people.
I mean, I don't have money, but I mean, I got this car.
But you ain't reported. Good luck.
Here's what I want to know. This is probably a dumb question to ask, but if you already pay taxes a year, do you still have to pay that additional from what you cash out and stuff?
I think that's what they're looking at.
So what it is, it's the reporting and the transactions, right? So let's say, are you talking about like your job and your business?
Yeah, so like if I do my taxes every year and I always take out a certain amount that I know I'm going to have to pay for taxes to the government, am I still responsible? I'm telling you, it's probably a stupid question, but am I still responsible for paying taxes out of my Cash App transactions and all that? Like, you know how some people will put money to the side that they know they'll have to pay the government? Like, I know my friend said she pays like $1,800 a year out of taxes for her business, and she knows she'll have to pay that. But so we were wondering, like, will we also have to pay an additional for Cash App transactions? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Probably not.
No, it makes sense.
It
makes sense. So
Okay.
Not really, because you've already set that money aside. So if you kind of look at it this way, any income stream you have to report on, right?
Right.
Now, if it's taxable, if they deem that yes, you have to pay taxes, then yes, you have to pay taxes on it. For example, back when I had a day job, they take taxes. You know how they go, 9 to 5 company, that, right? But then also have a small business. I have to report on that. Those are two separate things. Even the reporting is different. You know, I filed those separately. One was personal, fam, all that's different. Business over here stuff. You know, like how it's taxed, how it's that's what I say. It starts to get a little, if you reach a certain threshold, it gets a little murky. But what this is about, this is really about, let's say, for business purposes, you have a small business, right? I don't know, you selling candles and soap. All those transactions for that business, I want to keep that stuff separated. All the business stuff should be separated from your personal stuff. So all those transactions, whoever bought it, all that stuff, it has its own account, its own documentation. I filed that separately. That's the point of the business, you know? So what they're trying to do here with these laws, they're trying to make sure that those transactions are properly being reported. So they lowered the threshold from 20,000 to 600 because that's a big gap. People get, like I said, people paying rent and stuff, you know, $20,000, you ain't really seeing nothing. Right. So what they're really trying to do, they're trying to really catch up on some, like we're talking about billions of dollars here that people aren't reporting. Billions. Think about how many businesses, things like that. So it's not so much about like, I'm trying to go after the little guy and your little dinner transaction.
Right. Because that's what it looks like.
We're trying to make up that's what it looks like, right? We're trying to go after all the people that have reported. You know where this comes from? This comes from, which act is it? It's part of the, hold on, I'll give me a second. It's part of the new law. The American Rescue Plan. Biden's American Rescue.
Oh, okay.
So what it is, I'm not saying I agree, disagree, but here's what's happening. Think about this from a business standpoint.
All right.
Hey, that rescue plan, that's where we're trying to redo the infrastructure, the roads, the bridges, all that stuff, right?
Okay.
That costs hella money. We ain't kind of got it. We got to find it. How we gonna find that money?
I mean, I kind of want to call. I kind of want to call bullshit because look at how much money you're putting in, like the defense.
Well, yeah, I hear all that. I'm not saying.
I'll tell you where that money needs to come from. It needs to come from the rich people who they don't want to tax like that.
Right. All the people that have quote unquote charities that they give money to.
Mhm.
Yeah. I agree with all y'all. I agree, and I see both sides of the fence.
Mm-hmm.
The United States government, and I'm not saying I agree, I'm just telling you what it is. The United States government is not going to let you slide for too long. They're not. They going think about, okay, we know who runs the government, right?
Right.
Do you think those people are going to dip back in their pockets? No. What they're going to do, they're going to rob us.
Right.
And they're going to continue to rob us.
Right.
So this is what somebody did. Somebody said, hey, yo, hey. They ain't paying taxes. And somebody was like, what you mean they ain't pay taxes? Yo, fam, look at this. We got all these people, they got these businesses, they making money, but they ain't give us we ain't get our cut.
Right. They keep circling money back into their own pockets.
We ain't get our cut.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, hold on, wait, but wait, we talking about, so somebody probably ran some numbers, like, damn, we talking about a couple billion we could be getting back.
Right.
Damn, that could fund that bill. Right. So let's go get this money.
Guess what they're gonna have to start doing is like factor in the taxes and include that in the total. So prices is gonna be going up for services.
Mm.
If you were smart, you would, yes. Problem with that is that gets kind of complicated because think about every state has its own tax rate.
Right.
Mm.
So dang. Where you live, Yendi? Where you at?
PA.
What's your tax? What's your tax rate? I'm just saying for the people. I know better. I'm just saying for the people.
6%.
Y'all at 6%. I know in Maryland we're at 6%. Virginia's at 6%. I think DC is 2%, but then there's other states that Delaware,
no tax.
Other states, I don't know what New York's is. I think New York's is different. So it gets murky when you think about a small business owner. Yeah, I'm just trying to sell some candles and some soap.
Well, you gotta charge taxes on that service. Those services in Pennsylvania.
You have to. You're supposed to.
California's tax rate is 7.25%.
Why y'all so complicated? Why you got
California?
Because that's where he's from. But think about it.
Go back to. So, I mean, I gotta know these things. I should know these things for the future.
It gets so complicated. Taxes gets complicated.
I tell you, think of federal tax.
That's what I'm saying. Federal, state. We got to report on all this, right? So think about, like, I'll take it to extreme. NFL players or professional athletes,
right,
have to file and report taxes in every state they play in.
Oh no! Are you serious?
And you have to figure out. You have to figure out how much money you made in that state that year. Think about that. Let's say I made $10 million overall. I made $10 million.
I don't like that.
I made $10 million overall. Right. In Maryland, I got to figure I played 1 to 2 games in Maryland. How much what was my rate? I got to break that down. That's how much I made in Maryland. I got to get taxed there. Then in California, I played a game. We played the Raiders or I played the Rams. How much I make there?
Well, I guess that makes sense because it's like if you work out of state, but like if depending on where you work, you got to pay that tax.
Yes, that's why. I ever hear a professional athlete talk about paying taxes, and you see how easy it is for them to get robbed because now you got all these accountants who they don't know this stuff. They got to rely on people to do this.
Man,
this is madness.
That's when I go, "Hey, yo, Kenny, what are you?" Hey, I need you to handle this because this is very confusing.
But then if you don't know me, you don't trust me, you end up like Wesley Snipes in jail for 2 years.
Dang. Stuff I'm about to put on my accounting hat.
That's what I'm saying. But that's why you think accountants are so valuable. A good one. A good accountant, tax lawyers, these people, they ain't cheap. If they know what they're doing, they help out a lot.
Absolutely.
Even on a small scale.
Take an accounting class, everyone. Accounting classes are cheap. You can learn how to do your own accounting and not get ripped off.
Yeah, that's what I do. And it's nasty. It's so frustrating. So frustrating.
Hey, hold up. So, oh man. Okay, I'm gonna go somewhere with this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, okay, I talked to you about how me, my homies, we want to do a movie. Let's
Yes.
say that movie, we make that movie, and it gets picked up by like Universal, and it's put out worldwide, or sorry, nationwide. Let me say, do we have to file taxes in every state?
Movies, I'm not sure because I don't know what the service rate is, something like that.
Well, you do have to pay, like if you're filming a movie in like another state or city, I know you do gotta pay a fee.
They charge you for it. They charge you for that.
I know that. I know that part.
Which is separate from tax. So something like we're like, that's a good question because it may be like, because you know, if you're paying transaction, like let's say you go to the movies,
right?
That ticket they pay for. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure that's easy. They tax on that wherever you buy a ticket. You know,
right?
So you could probably get those numbers. But yeah, it gets nasty sometimes.
Man.
Like, so I don't know about the movie because it's not like you work there per se, but it can get sometimes like that.
Right, because I'm thinking about that in like in a sense of like not only movies but like music. Like I know how like I'm sorry?
Tour.
Yeah. And I'm like
so again, I'm not gonna call myself the expert, but I could imagine how it could get a little nasty.
Then to think about it, if you go to a Commonwealth, because they always be having special behind walls and stuff.
Man.
So I could imagine if a professional athlete has to pay on every state they earned in, I'm pretty sure artist probably does too, because you did a concert there. Someone, I could see that.
Right.
And that's why, and I know we're talking about big scale, I know we got away, but think about this, y'all. Like,
right. But this got me thinking.
For people who have lots of money, and you see all the time what trips people up in this game: taxes, money problems, people robbing them from their money. And everybody say, "Oh, I know how to count. Oh, it's easy. How can you ain't see that person stealing from them?" This is complex stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't care who you are, unless you sitting there like Scrooge McDuck, count every coin,
literally swimming
every day. That's all he did. Scrooge McDuck ain't do nothing else but swim in money. And if you took a coin from him, he was on your tail.
Right.
Scrooge McDuck was on your ass. Literally on your ass.
On your tail.
On your tail.
Talk about DuckTales.
Literally. That's all they did. The whole show was me trying to get over on Scrooge McDuck. Like, right. So unless you rolling like that, and who is? Like, you know how hard it is to keep track of a lot of money.
Right.
And you trust in people, you hire people. Like one of the most fascinating documentaries I always watch, they did the 30 for 30 called Broke. And they showed all the professional athletes, and you hear all the stories. Man, this dude was my agent. This dude was my accountant. I was paying him. I think I got a beat. And they was just getting them.
Right.
Millions of dollars they was getting them. So that's what I'm saying. So when the average person, you start talking about, oh, it's easy, I can count money. I used to work with a dude who said it all the time. Oh, I can count my money. I'm good. I'll be good. Yeah, okay. You might, let's say you got $10 million. We've always had this conversation, me and my boy. You got $10 million, right? Let's say you win a lottery, got 10 million. Tax off the break on that, right?
Right.
Then you start spending, then you start putting money in different places. You got to count for interest rates, tax every year. Like, who you paying? What's their rate? Stuff like that. Like, you don't think about when you got a lot of money, there's a lot that goes into that.
Right.
That money starts eating away real fast. Like, you got to live certain places. Oh, I want to live there because they ain't got taxes. I want to live there because of this, because of that. You know, like, people get very strategic in where they want to live, where they want to stay, how they're taxed. You know?
It's like California might be the place because I just was reading, artists do have to pay taxes on every state that they perform in. But if when they file in California, they get a credit. Yeah, I'm going to California.
Think about that. Why do you think?
I'm coming with you.
Why do you think rich people live in certain places? There's a reason for that.
Right.
Or now let's take it to the business side.
Oh, if I got a business in California.
Or I got business anywhere, right? I got all these hands in the pot. And they chipping away. I got to account for all this stuff. The government has these breaks for me. The government is allowing me to do these certain things and I could keep my money. Would you not take advantage of them?
Absolutely.
All these tax breaks. And you mad? We get mad at people. Oh, they ain't paid taxes. They filed zero taxes. Wouldn't you? If I know, let's say I know I made $10 million one year. And of that $10 million, at least a third of that is getting taxed away.
Right.
But you earn that $10 million, right?
Right.
But a third of that is getting taken away. Would you not take advantage of the loopholes?
Oh no, I would always be honest and always be
no. But what if it's being honest? What if
of course I would take advantage of the loopholes?
The IRS said, hey, you can. The IRS says you can do X, Y, and Z and take advantage of these breaks.
Like imagine that 3% that they're about to get, and you can cut it into just 1.5.
And they said you could do it. They said you can do this. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? And everybody get off your damn high horse on that one. If you listen, you watching this, yeah, right. Yeah, right. It's easy to talk that trash to you in that situation.
Right.
If you tell me I made $10 million and I'm supposed to pay almost $3.5 million in taxes. But you said, hey, if you file it like this, you do it like this, maybe you pay nothing. I'm gonna keep that $3.5 million.
Not only that, I'm gonna buy something nice.
Because you kept that $3.5 million.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can move the money over here. Hey, put the money in the offshore account somewhere in Sweden.
Offshore account.
And you don't have to account for that on your returns.
Right.
I'm on my way to Geneva right now if you tell me I'm doing that. I'm on the plane now. All I gotta do is open that Swiss account. All I gotta do, what? Peace. I'll be over there. And yes, this is what people do.
Wait, hold on. I only have to have an address there? Oh. Hey, yo, baby. Let's look for you trying to move to Geneva? Like, we can do this.
Yeah, let me go buy that crib. Right. But this is why this is what they do. And because they know this stuff, they take advantage of this stuff. And Black people don't know any better, so we don't get that opportunity.
Right. We weren't taught about this. I wasn't taught about this.
Yeah. Or then when Black people do get the opportunity, we hate on them too.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all think Jay-Z's paying all his taxes that without taking advantage of all them breaks? You think Jigga is saying, you know what, I'm gonna do the moral thing in this. I'm gonna pay it all out just because. Get out of here, y'all.
Right. But I see, like, this conversation actually makes me realize why they say, oh, the rich need to pay their fair share.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't make them pay their fair share,
they get to keep taking advantage of all these breaks.
They take advantage of the breaks. Who's saying the rich need to pay their fair share? The poor people say that.
Right.
And I'm a believer. Yeah, everybody should get some put in. If I got to put some put in, y'all need to get some put in too. I believe that. That's not fair.
Yeah.
But if the power that be tells them you get to slide, they gonna slide.
It's like that saying says, the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer.
Yep. And that's what it is. And then now we got to pay on this too.
Right.
Because we gonna make up the bulk of this it's the American Rescue Plan funds. They're gonna start cracking down, y'all. They're gonna start cracking down. And like I said, it's not your little dinner expense. It's the business stuff though, you know?
Mm-hmm. So
that's what this is all about, y'all. Like, this happens every so often. And now what it is, this stuff is kind of fairly new.
Right.
Cash apps and Venmos. but it's become so popular that a lot of people are using it, you know? So now they just figured out a way. Hey, hold up. Y'all over there. Now we're going to come over there too. That's all.
Yeah, that's the way I see it.
That's what it is.
Well, I didn't know that it's a bank, so of course, but I really didn't know that they were really watching it like that.
Well, I think they were. I think it's just that, like I said, when you start talking about budgets, the IRS, and sometimes it takes a little while for them to catch up. And then they catch up and they realize, wait, we got these gaps in the reporting and the filing, so they're gonna catch up.
And honestly,
right? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
Okay. What I was gonna say was that, like, you're the IRS. You shouldn't be making mistakes.
It's not that. I think sometimes. Think about how much money's moved around. You got a bunch of people working, but also too.
Okay, but okay, everybody makes mistakes. If you make a mistake, don't make me pay for it.
But this is not their mistake.
You can't see.
But it's not their mistake though. I don't see this as a mistake. I see this as something new.
Yeah, they just. Okay. I think it's when they do their audits. But I was gonna say, if you're a person, I don't want to put this out there, and the IRS be like, maybe we're gonna check personal accounts. But if you're a person who has a business and you're not using a business account, and you're like Keisha who sells candles and stuff, and your transactions, you're busting out $600 transactions, and you're like, hey, Zelle me the money. How would they even know? They wouldn't, because it's going into her personal account.
But eventually, if you have a business, you have to report the income on that business. Now, if they think you're doing something shady, that's where the audit comes.
So what if I Zelle it like Cash App or Venmo it to a business account?
Then the business account is good. That's what I'm saying. So let's say Keisha making candles. Keisha has a Cash App for her business. That's fine, because it goes to the business account. It gets reported. But if Keisha's using her personal, the waters get murky. Let me tell y'all right. Yeah,
I do know they got Zelle for business. I don't think they got Cash App for business, but I know they got Zelle for business. But like, what if Keisha was like, this is something I'm just starting out. I don't even know if it's going to be great. So I'm going to sell all these candles, and I don't even have like a business account or a business name. There's
some thresholds for that. There are. They give you some wiggle room and some leeway for that.
Okay.
I know traditionally you got to, if you under 10K, don't quote me on that, but you good. They give you some wiggle room. Now, if it's consistent and you making money, over time, they're going to come for you. But like the small people, that's why I said, even this stuff isn't really for the small people.
Right.
This is for like the big dogs.
Okay. So what you're saying is I can like be selling beats for like $599 and be good.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do, David. I'm gonna just charge you just do $550 on this transaction.
Right. That's what I've been
$50 for the next transaction. And don't label it for this. Just
Well, that's right. That's one thing. That's one thing.
I've been thinking about.
That's one thing this article was saying too. How are you gonna monitor this when half the transaction they send in emojis? Like, how are you gonna monitor emojis, son? On the description of the transaction. So that's what I was saying.
Well, it's the nail tech. That's what she was saying. Like, she was telling my mom, like, when you Venmo me a certain amount, and make sure you turn off the tax setting for Venmo so I don't get charged the tax.
Yeah, there's ways. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm always gonna say it's good business practice to separate the finances. I don't care how much money you make. I still think it's a good business practice. One, let's say you blow up. Let's say it starts doing well. You don't want to have to backtrack and then go get an account. Then you already have the structure and the systems in place. I'm always going to be a believer in that. That's just good business practice for anybody. I would always have it separated. Also, reporting, because you do have to, you're supposed to file. You're supposed to report any income.
Right.
And it's a lot easier if you have the paper trail to back it up off the break. You don't want to have to backtrack 2 years. Dang, I got to remember a transaction 2.5 years ago.
Right.
That is a nightmare. So that's what I'm saying. For everybody listening, watching, just do it for the right way the first time.
Right.
You know,
but I have more questions.
Yeah.
So we literally have this candle.
Yes.
We sell this candle online. What if we are able to sell a candle in every state in America? Is it because the business is in Maryland, we only file in Maryland, or
yes.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's
All
based there. So like we weren't physically there doing a job or something like that.
Okay.
So you pretty much file in the state that you operate out of. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you still got to report it. Still got to pay on it.
Right.
Yeah.
There's some people who didn't even know that they needed to get a tax ID number
And
so that they can file their taxes and everything separate.
I know. And that's a problem because I'm like, who filed your business? Like no, I mean, but that's a real thing. Like, and I know, especially last year when everybody was trying to play them games, and LLC Twitter was going crazy and rampant, and everybody wanted to play them scams.
Yeah,
and nobody was thinking about this stuff.
Right.
Like
giving bad information.
Yeah.
Like you think that's what I'm saying. Like you have to think about it this way: any money you make, you got to let them know you made that money. That's why even like service workers, like wages and live on tips and stuff like that. That's why go back and look at your forms and what does that block say? Wages, tips, all that. Yeah, there's a spot for that. You're supposed to report that stuff, even if it's cash.
Right.
You're supposed to report it. Do people? I don't know. That's on them. That's your issue. But
now I was always told as a dog groomer when I used to work in a corporate salon, we didn't have to claim our tips on the taxes form.
I don't know nothing. I've also heard that like
I don't work there no more, so if they want to take them down, that's fine.
I've also heard that like if you tip in cash, you don't have to file that.
I mean, because you know how hard it is to track. You know how hard it is to track that. Like we're talking about like that's a lot to track. And that's why like cash, like tips and stuff like that, ain't nobody really. Now, if it's more commission stuff, because it tends to be larger, yeah. Like real estate, people like that, commission, you got to report that. Like we're talking about thousands of dollars. It's a little cash chip money, ain't nobody gonna come after you for that. You can't even prove that.
Right.
You made $50 in tips at a restaurant last night. Who knows? Especially if it was cash, there's no way to report that.
I think restaurant people do have to claim that.
They're supposed to, but that's what I'm saying. But like,
that's called being responsible, and I'm not.
It is.
Right, but also, hey, I mean, I got $50 in the tips, but
I mean, let's be real. That's just like
government, IRS don't know all that,
man.
Then that's what I'm saying. They're not coming after that little stuff. It costs them more money.
I'm sorry. There was a delay on my phone. I do apologize. I didn't know you were talking. I'm sorry.
You good? We here. What's up?
Good.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Please continue.
Say what you're good. We've already said what we need to say. Say what you're
saying. Excuse me. Sorry. Wi-Fi acting up. I was wondering, what do you think IG people have to pay on taxes? Like, do you think they have to pay taxes? Their IG is a business. So
they do, but I think they have to file like a certain form. And
is it influencer form?
I mean, in a sense, yes, because I just saw this a couple months ago that like there's a certain form that like influencers and like IG people and like
it's
all of that they need to like.
This is the world we're living in.
No, it's a
certain form.
Is it? I think it's a W-4, whatever it is. It's the same form. It's the same form as like independent contractors,
Right.
People like that, like consultants, a lot of them independent consultants and stuff. It's the same form. It's the same form to just report that income. And yes, I would imagine they sell like YouTubers and all them people. Yes, because there is documented transactions of your earnings.
Right.
IG, YouTube, all them.
Why did YouTubers had to pay? But I wasn't sure about IG people.
Because think about it. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, because Instagram and YouTube is going to report that they paid you. And so it might be in your best interest to
snitch.
Yes. And it might there's a paper trail.
Models got to pay.
It's a paper trail. If they pay you, they got to report that they paid you. So if they report and you don't, all right, that's when the red flags go up. Hey, yo, IRS said they gave you $10 million last year, fam. Why you ain't say nothing? What's up?
Man, I was selling feet pics. They don't need to know that.
And they're gonna be like, yo, you made $10 million off that. Run it. That's what they do. We ain't get our cut. Run it. That's what I'm saying. You got to go back to the concept of they want their cut.
Right.
That's what this is all about.
Right.
That's what taxes is. We want our cut to do what we want to do with it.
Right. And then like I think about it in like you've seen what happens in like gangster movies when they don't get their cut. Like people die.
Or you gotta go sit down for a little bit. You're going to jail.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to keep bringing up stuff. Wesley, hey, Wesley Snipes. Hey, where that bread at, fam?
Mm-hmm.
You owe us $2 million. What's up?
I forgot what my mom says that place is called. Leavenworth?
Leavenworth, the jail?
Yeah, that's where they send all the tax violators.
Yeah, the little, you ain't really do nothing wrong, but you gotta go sit down in jail.
Oh, rich people, yeah.
Yeah. That's what happened. Wesley was like, I ain't paying y'all now, son, we good. And they was like, oh, okay, word. Go sit down.
Right. Oh, but also I think about this, like, yeah, they told Wesley to go there, but like I feel like if I was to come into money and they were like, oh, you gotta go sit down, they wouldn't send me up there. Or at least that's how I feel. No,
you're not high profile. You going right up the street, dog. You go up the street for a little bit.
You even gotta pay a nanny tax.
Yeah, they got to report. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. You think about it, like you make some bread, they try and come for that. It sucks. That's why, and that's why
taxes are the worst.
And that's why I hope the people out there, especially last year, are realizing some of this stuff. But that's why we're seeing a lot of people go down. All them PPP loan and them scams, and people think did you really think you was gonna get all this money and they wasn't gonna find out?
All y'all OnlyFans, PPP loan.
The OnlyFans people probably straight because that's reporting. It's a paper trail.
Right.
OnlyFans paid you out, and they reported that they paid you out. So like that's your W-4. That's a W-4. That's the form. But they gotta pay. But like them scammers, they really felt like they was gonna get bread, do what they want, and lie to the government. And you think the IRS, it may take a little bit, but eventually they come.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, that's what I'm saying. Like you get over that, but that audit. I say it a lot.
I was just reading that for your nanny, you even have to have a tax ID number if you're gonna hire a nanny to take care of your kids, because you gotta pay taxes on it. You gotta pay taxes. So the moral of the story is you have to pay taxes for everything.
And that's how you keep track.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought you gonna have it? Thought you gonna watch the kids?
The government said y'all gonna pay back them whatchamacallit that they gave us. The little stimulus.
You're right.
You're gonna pay us back in taxes.
You thought that was free? You thought you was really gonna get that for real? It's like, okay. You thought we was just giving out money for real?
You thought. Kenny, you remember that room that you told me about on Twitter? The space? There was like a space that you told me about that like your dude was like straight up talking about scamming.
Oh, the little room, the little PPB scam room.
Yeah, it was literally
are you
LLC Twitter.
serious?
And I had to go in there and I was trying to tell people what was good, and they got on me.
I
Yo, you
remember
will
that.
straight go to jail. Like, that is not a joke.
I was at the time, I was like, fam, don't do this, y'all. Don't do this.
I remember what they were saying too. There, because you even said you're like, all right, so get a business credit card or open a business account, get a credit, then get a credit card get a business credit card for the account, and then you could use that money pretty much for your expenses, and all you gotta do is just and then you're scot-free.
That's what
you mentioned, that you actually have to have a business. Like you have to have like
Yeah,
you can't just,
and it's not even easy to open up a business account.
It's not
without
like
the proper stuff that they need, because they need to confirm that it's legit and not a scam.
Yes,
right.
And they need to show a little bit of history. Like that's what they were. So that's what it was on LLC Twitter last year. They was going stupid, and they pretty much were saying, start an LLC, file a business. Once you get the business, get a business credit card.
Yeah.
And then use the credit card and spend all the money. Fam, what?
That's not easy either.
It's not.
That doesn't even sound.
Business,
so
it doesn't sound legal.
If you don't have any credit, like if you don't have any paper trail with your business or any credit history for your business, they're not going to give you a business credit card.
No. First of all, one, that takes time. Like, they have to approve your LLC in most places. So I know, let's take Maryland, for example. You file what's called the Articles of Organization. You have to file that paperwork. Put your name, address, the description of the business, the whole nine. Sometimes they want a signee just in case. You know, you got to report that. That is a legal document. Even when you file that, there's still other things that you might have to get. You still might have to get certain licenses depending on which business it is. You still have to file with the comptroller's office for reporting taxes and stuff. There's all this little stuff you have to do. So even if you do get the business, right? Let's say even if you do somehow find somebody to give you a credit card. One, what's the interest rate going to be? Two, what's the limit going to be on that? And let's say through all of that, let's say you still get one. Okay, what you going to do? Burn it up?
You still got to pay that back.
That's one. Yes, you still got to pay it back. And two, you still have to report that business in the earnings in the end of the year.
They'll get you for fraud.
Hey, yo, what was this?
That's the word.
What was this Tulum?
They ain't got nothing.
Tulum trip.
Tulum trip, but you sell candles. Hell, how you gonna?
Oh, that was. I mean, yeah, I was selling candles in Tulum while I was there.
Or them PPP dudes that was lying, saying they had a business and had all them employees, and they was getting money. Hey, you said
on TikTok, she was saying like people who did that scam are stupid because they're coming after you to pay all of that money back.
And maybe even more.
And that is federal fraud.
It is. And you do not want fraud attached to your name. Like, was it worth it? Was it worth it?
But not only do you have to pay it back, there's jail time involved with that.
Dang.
Right.
You get locked up, fam. And you got to pay it back.
BL worth going to jail for?
That's what I'm saying. Was the Gucci belt worth it, dog?
Not the Gucci belt.
Wait, really? People did the scam to get that bag?
Oh, yeah.
That bag is not cheap, though. It's like $200.
The
Birkin?
All that. Everything come up that a Negro does, they was doing. All them trips. Oh, the hose is going crazy.
That's
like,
and you know what? It kind of makes you angry as a person who has business. It makes you mad because you're like, y'all out here scamming, that means it's gonna ruin it for the rest of us who actually have a business So when we do need those resources, it's going to make it harder for us.
Right.
That's what it is. Now you know how hard it is. Like they're going to change in laws to file. It's going to be harder to file business. They're going to start cracking down on reporting. Used to have a little wiggle room and some leeway. Now they're going to be upfront and strict about it. They're going to start coming after us harder and harder. Like loaning is going to be a difficult thing. Like reporting is going to be tight. All because you want to go to Tulum.
It's like where I live. Shoot, my brain went left. Where I live, you can't hire people from the outside. So like if you have a business in your home, you cannot hire anybody outside of your house to work for your business. Dang. And now they'll come in and they want to investigate and look around and do inspections and all of that if you have a business in the home. Why can't I just be great?
Because people be lying.
Right.
If I have a home business, say I got 30 employees trying to get that loan. I'm telling you, like it catches up. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but that audit comes.
Right.
That's a horrible process. I say I can take a lot.
Right.
I don't want that smoke. That is smoke I do not want.
Right. Like I'm thinking right now, Kenny starts a business. Yeah, it's in his home, but he hires his daughters to be his employees. And then from there, he would be in the clear because those people live in his house, in his house.
And there's ways to do stuff like that. Yeah. But the problem is when people lie and they say they got all these employees, where do you operate? If I got a home business and you say I got 25 employees, where? How do they operate? What does that look like? If you say they all come here, dang, what? Like,
quick question.
Yeah.
Y'all keep talking about Tulum. Why? Why everybody wanted to go to Tulum?
I don't know why.
I don't know what it was about Tulum. It's like every IG model has traveled there in the past year.
Well, I think they got sick of Cancun.
Oh.
It's Tulum, Mexico? Like,
yeah. Also, It was a spot like not in the US where the pandemic was happening. I guess.
I think it was cheap at one point too.
I'm sorry, I wasn't going to Mexico during the pandemic.
But again, that's where it was a cheap flight. It used to be, everybody's trendy. Right. All it takes was one person to go there and everybody jump on it. All right. This is how we operate. It's so materialistic. It's so shallow.
This is the influencers now. This is the world we're living in.
Yeah.
Do you know somebody had an opinion about something? It was something that somebody said on Twitter, and people were like, "Why are you listening to that person? They only have 200 followers, so their opinion is not really valid. So because I don't have 1 million followers, I can't have an opinion, or I can't be right because I don't have a lot of followers. So it doesn't matter."
That's how people really. That's how people really think.
Yeah,
that's sad.
I've gotten dragged for that. I've definitely gotten dragged for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I made a valid point. And someone was like, "You with your only 500 followers?" Like,
and and that's when I realized, you know what? I don't need to be having a conversation with you.
Can I just say, this is totally off topic from taxes, but with the Twitter followers, I just want to say I'm actually done with Instagram because, people always say that influencers are famous. No, they're not. Because, celebrities, they're not about to repost Kiki from around the corner who said they look fat and then be like, everybody, let's make fun of Kiki. But I see a lot of these so-called influencers, they get really butthurt if you're like, "Oh, your nose is big," or "You look fat today." And they will legit go to your Instagram, take your picture, and post it on their account so that everybody can make fun of you. Like, is it necessary?
That's petty. That's
You're supposed to be above us.
but that's how you know at the end of the day.
Nobody is
But no
above
one,
anybody.
no, and also too, you can't handle it, and that's why I don't know how to say this without being shot. I mean, it's gonna sound bad, but like,
I think I should say it then.
well, no,
Don't dish out what you can't take.
but not only that, but like, true celebrity is different.
Okay.
It's a different stratosphere, not because of who they are, but sometimes you gotta have thick skin. Like it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard being there.
Right.
Think about somebody like LeBron. We talked about LeBron before in this spot.
Yeah.
People either love him or you hate that man. He has people say stuff about every single day. They make shows and stuff about him. Like his hairline has its own social media accounts. Like it's crazy what people do to this stuff, right? No, for real. Like this,
it's true. And someone's making money off that.
Like the Twitter account is called LeBron James like hairline. Like this is ridiculous. But if LeBron took the time out of the day to address every petty person that hated him, he wouldn't do like what would you do? So at some point you got to ignore him. So if you can't do that, like you said, David, like if you can't handle it, you ain't got no business trying to be that.
Right.
That's why I say it's a different level. Like I know it always seems like I'm on the side of the rich people, but I'm not. But if you think about it, certain people achieve that level of whatever you want to call success. If that's what they want, that's why they're there. You know, everybody wants the money. Everybody wants the money and the fame that come along with it, but you don't want the scrutiny and the criticism. It's hard. Yeah, and most people can't hit that because they're petty. People are petty and evil, and don't put your picture up if you think if you insecure. That's what annoys me. Like, if you insecure, why are you even up there?
And know that people are going to talk about you, especially once you step out in that spotlight. People are going to drag you to the end of the earth. And you're supposed to be able to handle it.
You could do everything right. You could do, but somebody is not going to like it.
Someone's going to find something to make fun of you about.
Because we're all not for everybody. Somebody's not going to like it, and they're going to let you know now.
Right.
Look at Lizzo, because they coming for Lizzo, but she doesn't repost people's pictures and say, everybody, let's talk about them and their flaws.
Right. You know what she does? She keeps it moving.
Keep it pushing.
And twerks naked.
Right.
To say F you haters.
Yeah.
Right. And we say, go ahead.
But she can handle it.
She can handle it.
That's what I'm saying.
Social media has created nothing but a bunch of mental health issues.
Right. And haters.
It's become such a
and tax evaders.
True. But also we're not trying to make the block hot for y'all.
They make the block hot for themselves. I'm sorry. They do.
Be out in Hollywood acting like they're all that. Hey yo, we got this money.
You get a PPP loan and you go buy a Lambo and a Ferrari. What do you think is about to happen to you, Slim?
The IRS might come and be like, "Oh yeah, I like that."
Yo, I just don't understand how people honestly thought that getting money from the United States, out of all places, they honestly thought that nobody was gonna say, "Hey, listen, remember all that money we gave you because you said you had a business? Well, we looked into this and your business ain't legit. So we're going to need our money back." Like, you honestly didn't think that they were going to come for you? One day, somebody was going to find out.
They really didn't. It's just like robbing a bank and going to splurge later. Fam. Where'd you get that from?
It's robbing the Bank of America on 3rd and taking it to the one on 4th and being like, yes, I'd like to put all this money in my account.
But it ain't even that smart. I'm going to go flaunt it. I'm going to go buy the most expensive things. running around and like, do you really think that's what I don't get it. Like, and this is it's not a new thing, y'all. I'm gonna be honest.
Hey yo, I just robbed the bank and I bought this pen.
No, not even that. There have been like, okay, for example, back like, I don't know, let's go back like 15 years, 20 years before that, where government used to give out a lot of grant money and stuff to businesses, you know, a lot of nonprofit stuff, you know. And back in the day, they would give it out with not a lot of reporting that needed to be done.
Right.
It was very loose back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So government, let's say they gave a youth program. Hey, it's a mentor program. We're going to give $10 million to mentor kids. Then you see the director with a new car. And you see, you know, hey, why he always out of town? He got them new suits. What's going on here? So then the government had to start saying, hey, you got to report it until the end of the year. Hey, how many kids did you serve? How'd you spend that money?
Money?
Kids?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I work for a rec center.
Oh, damn.
Watching you on social media. A lot of people going to jail for white collar crime.
Yeah. Because it was like, it just, oh, goodness. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. At any point in time, you owe anybody money. You think they're not going to come looking for you?
Right.
Anybody.
Breaking kneecaps.
At least go have a conversation about it. Where my money at, fam? You owe your man $10. He's gonna hit you at some point like, hey, yo, where that $10 at? I need that $10 back, man. You got it.
I mean, if you was gonna do all that, at least you could have attempted to try to start a little business.
Something.
You could have just been selling painted rocks. Make it look legit.
Hey, yo, painted rocks. You want one?
Right.
Something. But that,
just be selling on the corner.
But that's how you know this ain't for everybody. And scamming ain't for everybody either. You got to be, oh goodness, you can't be a dumb scammer.
How are you gonna have a Twitter? People are always monitoring social media. How are you gonna have a Twitter about scamming? Like, you're going to jail.
I mean, it gets dumber. Sorry, this is the same thing. Like people posting their guns and stuff on social media, and the next day they get locked up. The cops are telling us now that they're monitoring social media. They're telling us now.
I mean, they've been.
But they're letting you know. They're letting you know now.
Right.
Hey, dog, we saw them guns you had. We saw it on Instagram. Mm-hmm. How you think we found you? We saw it on Instagram.
Not only that, but like, if you are going to go commit crime, please don't take your phone.
They ain't know that either. They ain't know that.
And if you do take your phone, do not keep your location on.
I mean, either way, they're going to ping you. If you got your phone, they're going to ping you. If it's not GPS, it's cell phone towers, they're going to get you.
Right. Mm-hmm. But also, like, the dumb thing is that, like, the dumb thing we're seeing online a lot now, especially, is that, hey, yo, we better rob this bank right now. Yo, pull up. Like,
this is why you can't do this stuff, y'all. Just go chill. Just go chill out. You know?
Right. Because if you don't chill out, you're gonna be chilling in a cell.
Go get a job. Go start a business. Do it legit.
Right.
Save yourself the effort, yo. It just eventually it catches up. That's the thing. Eventually it catches up. You may ball for a little bit. You may think you got to wait even a year or two. You may think you did it. Right. There's people whose job is to monitor this stuff. They're gonna come look for you.
Right. And if they haven't, if it takes them a while, that means they're looking for everything that they got on you.
Well, that's the thing. Think about it. By the time they get to you, they already got the case. They already got the case.
Yep. And that's something that you didn't even realize that were
That's crimes. What I'm saying, man. So,
and there ain't no payment arrangement either.
Nah, son, this ain't the cell phone company, dog. Ain't gonna be no split arrangements. No promise to pay.
Hey, can I approach
after it's going to just go on my credit. No, you going to jail.
Going to jail. And and you still got to pay it back when you get out.
Hey, yo, Judge, can I holler at you real quick? Yo, can we cut a deal? Like, I didn't know I was supposed to do all this.
How you gonna pay $50 a month when you owe $50,000?
I mean,
you owe $100,000, you paying $50 a month. This ain't no student loan.
I have the money, but like, I mean, you shouldn't have gave me the loan in the first place.
Nah, it don't work like that. It don't.
It don't.
So we just gotta do better. Come on, y'all. I just hate to see people go down for this stuff, man. I do. But like, fam. But I'm like, but then you say like, come on now. Come on.
Hey, yo, Judge. Hey, yo, Your Honor. You got me?
Oh no.
Yeah, and they get sentenced to 15 federal. Like,
no, you. Well, yeah. I'm like, they don't really give me no big time for.
I mean, this federal
crime.
Federal time, then your life is ruined after that.
That's true, because you can't get no job.
That's how you gonna pay it back with no job now. Can't get no job, and any job you get, I hate to say it, but come on now, let's be honest.
So it says, wow, you are very qualified, but it says here you went away for 2 years for tax evasion
or money laundering.
Yeah,
what's that about?
It's gonna be fraud, and then they're gonna take. So then, they're gonna take everything back. All your assets get snatched. So you thought you was balling when you get out? No, back at ground zero. They're gonna take all that. So all the stuff you spent, all the stuff you balling out,
your car,
they're snatching all that back.
You gonna be back to sleeping on your mama couch.
Yeah. So you ruined your life. You literally ruined your life. For what?
I mean, I gotta flex this Lambo on IG.
Hope it was worth it, dog. I mean, for real. Like,
I mean, I'm trying to get these hoes, man.
And they gone when you get locked up too.
You're gonna get them bros instead. Get the hoe.
Them bros is gonna be 11. They're gonna be 11 worth too. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, dog. It's a wrap. You're not gonna get respected in there. What you do, PPP scam? Come on, fam.
I mean, I had to. I'm in for PPP.
You get your lunch taken every day. Every day, dog. It's not even a hard crime. You can't even flex on that one.
Can you imagine going to like Rikers and like be all like, "Hey, yo, what you in for?"
You getting that
little PPP loan?
You getting that Andy Dufresne?
So just so people know, they are really coming after you for them PPP scams. Like some people are losing like $30 million that they have to pay back $175 million. Like, is it worth it?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, hold on. I'm just Googling it. I just want to see.
More than 50 people have been criminally charged for fraudulently obtaining loans from the Paycheck Protection Program.
Yes.
Damn.
Man.
Yes. Yes. I'm telling you.
Going to jail.
Yeah.
They even got a PPP fraud list. So even your friends can snitch on you.
Dang.
Yo, okay. Listen, we're talking about
you see, you could get 30 years.
We're talking about total. We're talking about almost $75 billion. Dang.
That's crazy. That's all in total of how much money?
I think so. As I'm looking right here, yeah.
Of all the people all together,
yeah,
one lump sum.
11 around April. Yeah.
Dang.
They're talking about 50, like 1.8 million people. Dang.
That's a lot of people.
Can you imagine the money they acquired?
It's almost
Like-
76. It's almost around 76 billion.
Dang.
The whole
Yeah.
program.
On April 3rd of 2020, they brought criminal charges against 209 individuals. So I can only imagine what's his oh my God, say your words.
What day was
What?
when was that?
This was April 3rd.
Yeah. So I'm looking, I think this is past, we're talking about more than 500 people now. Millions of dollars. Yeah. This is becoming becoming a problem.
It is.
Do you think the government's they're not letting that slide?
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna let that, yeah. So hey y'all, if you still got that money, you might want to give it back. you might want to be like, hey, my bad, y'all.
You can't even get them anymore.
No, I think the program's over, yeah. And now they're trying to get people back to work. So no, they ain't getting them no more.
Right. And they can't even do that.
First of all, I never even thought to apply for that loan because honestly, I thought it would be hard to get. But I guess it wasn't. It was easy because everybody and their mama did it.
Right.
Well, I think because the paycheck protection was, hold on, I'm gonna pull this up. What is? I hate these websites, Joe.
Pop-ups and everything.
Yeah, I think it was really, like I said, for businesses who had employees that were really trying to like stay afloat on top of payments and for the employees.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying that if you ain't had no employees, you ain't had no staff. Come on, fam. Yeah.
It's like
help businesses keep
fault?
There's a loan that helped businesses keep their workforce employed during COVID-19 crisis. That's what it's supposed to be for.
Oh, the small business loan?
Yeah, the small business to paycheck. That's what it is. Like I said, to keep your workforce, to keep people that you had employed, to keep them on payroll, to keep paying them for a little while longer.
Right.
So if you didn't have employees or you had employees and you was cooking the books, fraud.
Cooking the books.
Ain't no flipping a weapon now.
Fraud. Small businesses with 500 or fewer employees. So, and if you weren't paying them, if you can't, and think about that, that's payroll. That's like there's a documented paper trail of that. As a business, I have to report on them. I gotta pay full time. I gotta pay like fringe and taxes and stuff on them.
Right.
Wow. All right. Yeah. That's all I got, y'all. I don't know what else is left.
Basically, what you're saying is, if you got a PPP loan, you going to jail.
if you
were scamming,
you going to jail.
You going to jail.
This, if you got some of that money left, I just go hit like, my bad, dog. My bad, y'all. I ain't really. I have a plan. Let me go ahead and get that back.
That's crazy.
Right.
For the people who spent it, like, good luck. That's all. I hope you get a good lawyer. I hope you save some money and get you a bomb lawyer. Cause good luck. Cause they say you can go to jail for up to 30 years.
Yeah, this is straight. This is some
worth it.
Especially some of those we've already heard about.
Yeah.
Falling out of control.
That's what that girl on TikTok was saying. And she was telling everybody, like, yo, y'all going to jail.
Yeah.
Ayo, IRS. I mean, I only got $5 of this PPP loan left, but my bad. Y'all can have this back.
They ain't trying to hear that.
They ain't trying. No, they not.
It's like if you owe the mob money. You really think that the mob is going to take your little $5? They're going to be like, nah, we want it all. He's sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah.
Right. Break your kneecaps.
And after that, it becomes principle after that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you got the money back. You thought we just going to let you slide?
Right.
We're going to get both. We're going to get you and we're going to get our money back.
Right. And then we're going to break your kneecaps.
Yeah. You go. That's why just chill out, y'all. all I got for you, yo. That's all I got. I tried to tell y'all on Twitter. Y'all ain't listening to me. So good luck with y'all.
Yo,
can we talk on Twitter?
Can we talk about how they really were dragging Quick Kenny on Twitter?
Well, they dug in my ass on Twitter, yo. They was in my DMs calling me a hater, all kinds of stuff. They was on my
Are you serious?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's still up.
Because there was some people in there talking about how to do it. And they was tweeting, this is what you do. And I had to interject something. So I was like, I can't let y'all do this, y'all. No, this is not what you do. And people was really hitting me up like, why? Why can't you do it like that? So I was trying to explain to them, and they attacked me.
Right.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a hater.
Yeah.
Those are the best ones.
I think that's the biggest thing. That was the biggest thing for me. You're a hater. I'm a hater because I'm trying to keep you out of jail.
I'm a hater because I know better. And that's why it's like, you know, you try to help people out.
Gonna be right in Leavenworth.
Yeah, people were in my DM, so a couple people asked me like,
on Twitter.
Yeah, they asked me like, what do you do? How do you do it? And then when I mapped out what you're really supposed to do, nothing. I got nothing.
Right, in true sort of fashion.
Because that's when people realize like this is not a get rich quick scheme.
Right.
I can't believe that people honestly think that they could do that and not have to pay back anything. Like you get a business credit card and you max it out, and then what? You honestly think you're just gonna walk away from the card and be like, "We're done with it," because now it's gonna go in your credit, and you gotta eventually pay that back.
That's what people do in real life with their personal stuff. So they're just taking the same bad habits in their personal life, trying to transfer it over to business.
Not only that, I'm gonna change my name so y'all can't find me.
They're gonna catch you because court records on that. So they just keep kicking the can down the curb. Just keep kicking the can further and further until eventually it catches up to you.
Right.
What do you do when you can't get no more loans? When you can't scam anymore? When now you officially asked out? What do you do? And now the government's on your back too. On top of that, all the creditors, all the people, they eventually gonna get you, dog.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. That's all I got. What time? We've been in for a minute. Do we have any Bobs and Karens?
We have a few.
All right, let's get a couple and wrap this up because
Okay, so there was a Bob that tried to defend the use of the Confederate flag on social media. I think he was on IG talking about like how, the red represents the bloodshed for this country, and the blue, and like he was really trying to. I feel like he pulled all of his everything that he was trying to say out of his ass, man.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's like it was so
Bob.
dumb.
I know he's just that's all.
That's why they're Bobs.
Go sit down. I know. What else?
We have an Asian Karen that was trying to block a man from driving. I sent you that one. Like he was literally driving down the street, and then she like saw him, and she was like, "You need to get off my street." Excuse me. Like you're not supposed to be here. And
Asian Karen.
Yeah, and not only that, I don't know why, but she had a door with her, a whole door, trying to block this man.
Oh, I saw that on TikTok.
Yeah, the shield. Yeah, the shield. She thought she was Captain America.
Oh,
She thought she was somebody.
Yeah, you know what? I was gonna say so. Let me shut up. I'm gonna leave that alone, fam.
All I'm gonna say is stop Asian hate. And the last one, this was so okay. So there was a Karen that somehow was in this lady's car, and she like not only did she get like she saw the lady in her car, and like homegirl was like, "Yo, why are you in my car? Get out of my car. I want you to leave. I need you to leave." And then not only that, she was like, "Oh, sorry. How are you sorry that you're in my car?
No,
why are you in my car?"
She wasn't sorry. So that was like in the parking garage. I saw that one.
Yeah.
That was privilege.
And then not only that, she left with homegirl's mask.
What?
Can we talk about how nasty that is?
They nasty though. First of all, you sitting in somebody's car. Like, how extreme privilege do you think you can get away with that? Like, I can do it. That
get out of the car.
That screams, I can do whatever I want.
Right.
That's what that screams.
Is it the palm colored side?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
She was sitting in a lady's car. Lady walked up like, what the like?
Why are you in my car?
And it was like, oh, sorry. Like, no explanation, no sincerity, no.
First of all, how are you?
Exactly. If you think about it more and more, the more it makes you angry.
Right.
Entitlement is real.
Now, what happens if she had gotten in the passenger seat and beat the brakes off of her?
Right.
Because that looks like you trying to steal my car.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So how you not get a
right? Like, you gonna get these hands, like,
and a charge? You should get both.
I'm gonna take that charge too.
Nah, she should get a charge too. It looks like you look like you. If that were a black person, they would have got you for trying to steal a car.
Right.
That's what that would have been. It'd been a theft charge or whatever they wanted to call it. But she gets out. It's almost like the audacity why I have to get out. Like, so again, yeah, you
be safe out here, y'all.
Yeah. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy.
They trying it.
And oh man, we could keep going. I could keep going because there's some stuff that happened to me today. I'm gonna say that for next week.
I kind of want to hear it.
I don't want to go too.
I want to hear it too.
So, it's just so I've been, like, had to kind of let somebody know who I was today. I hate saying it like that, but you got to say it like that sometimes. So go to teach, show up to the spot, and of course it's like group of white people, and I don't think they were expecting me. Right. Because again, on paper, my name looks different and all that. You don't think me. Right. So I pull up, it's me,
You're not a Ken.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't look like Ken. So the dude answered the door, again, middle-aged white guy, over the door. And I could tell just on the look in his face, he's like he told me all my equipment and stuff. So,
right.
Oh, you're yes, I'm here. And I'm nice about it. I'm the friendliest person in the world, especially when I'm trying to get that money, right?
Question, were you in Virginia?
No, I was in Maryland. I was in Maryland for this one. Yeah.
Okay.
In the Baltimore area. You know what I'm saying? So I could visibly tell he was taken back. Right. So he's kind of like standing at the door and he's kind of like looking at me. So like, I'm here to teach the class. So he's like, you can tell it's like awkward. So I'm like, something wrong with this dude? In my head, I'm like, okay, here we go. So it's almost like he didn't want to let me in. Right. So I'm like, whatever.
Okay, real quick question. Did you already get paid?
Well, yeah, I get paid.
Okay.
That's why I ain't tripping.
No, I'm asking, like, did you get paid before you went?
Yeah, I get paid regardless. Yeah.
Okay. Because honestly, I would have, like, if he didn't let me in, I would have been like, all right, cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so I'm really like, okay, like, what you about to do here? Because if not, let me beat this traffic.
I could bounce.
Yeah. So eventually, I guess he kind of like startled him, but it's like, come on in. So like, I'm walking in, he's like, just trying to make small talk, but his small talk was very obvious. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, well, you this is what you do? Yes, this is what I do. Well, how long have you? About 15 years, Slim. Like, yeah. Like, I yeah. So I'm like, so I, after the little questions, because I can see where the questions are leading. There's a lot of these, like, where's your certificate? Like, he even asked about like certification. So,
yo, did he ask like, we don't get a lot of use here?
Nah, he didn't say it like that. It was very subtle.
Okay.
So he's like, I'm just trying to feel like it was like backdoor, like trying to beat around the bush. Like, hey, I didn't know, like so like what certifications do you? All of them. Like pretty much like all of them. If you could think of one, I have it.
Right.
So eventually he's like, oh well, yeah, just the last guy. So we're going back and forth. So eventually I told him, right. It's like, sir, I'm literally one of the best in the world at what I do.
Right.
I had to say it like that. Like, I'm literally one of the best.
Yeah.
And I'll argue with you if you could find one better than me.
Yeah. Talk your shit, Kenny.
But I had to. And so when I said that, like, like, I do this.
Right.
Back up. Because so as I'm like, because it got to the point where we walk in, get to my spot, I got my equipment, I'm setting up, and he's kind of like standing over top of me.
Oh no,
like,
not over top.
And he like won't leave. Hovering.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah.
Oh, what's this do?
So I'm like, so
my
I break
question is, who is this gentleman to the business?
Is that what?
Is he like a manager or something, or he's one of the employees?
No, he ran the joint. So he ran the joint. So I'm like, stranger to this. So I just kind of had to let him know, And at this point, I'm like, I don't care what you think at this point, but it's like, I'm here. We're going to do this or we not. And if we are, back up.
Yeah.
Back up. Like, I can be intimidating if I need to be. Because I'm sitting down, I'm trying to get my stuff together. But if I stand back up, you a small fry, dude. You a small fry. So I'm starting to get a little irritated. So I had to tell him, like, well, that's great. And he kind of like play it off like, I got this. Give me a couple minutes. So I had to tell him, okay, here's what's about to happen. I'm about to do X, Y, Z. Go get your people. We're going to get this started. So I had to start like letting you know who I am.
Right. You have to throw your weight around.
I do this. I got this.
Right.
You know how many times I've done this? Literally thousands.
Certified.
Thousands of times I've done this. Get out my way.
Kenny is certified safety boy.
Like, get out of my way. Literally. So I had to kind of like let him know, but so funny thing is, I get through that. Everybody loves it, of course. So then I got to deal with him being like impressed now. That was amazing. I learned so much. I tried to tell you when I got here. Go over there and be amazed. Get out my way.
That Negro's all right with that.
And that's what it was. That's kind of what it was. Like, I don't need your validation. I don't need to be cool. Like, you now.
Right.
Like, but as I got in the car and I was driving home, and it was like, it's not the first time this happened.
Right.
It's frustrating. Like, if I was a white dude, nobody questions a white man walking in there.
Right.
Like that was like, so it's again, even when you're good at what you do, you always almost have to keep improving yourself.
Yeah.
That's annoying. That is so annoying.
Absolutely.
And so sometimes you gotta let people know. So yeah, that was it today. Gotta let people know. Like,
right.
And people like, and that's another thing. Like, don't be apologetic about it.
Right. You said what you said.
Yeah. Like, you can check my credentials. That speak for itself, And that's not bragging, but sometimes, like I said, sometimes you gotta let people know who you are.
Right.
So don't in this world where they do that to us all the time. Nah, fam. Nah. And if you're not, I'll bounce. Like I said, I'll bounce, but I'm getting paid regardless.
Right.
So don't mean nothing to me.
Right. Bob goes stand in the corner.
I was about to go hit Sonic.
I need to try that mocha coffee mocha blast or whatever it's called. It's good. It's real good.
See, I was about to hit one. I just wanted a little cherry limeade slushy. That's all I wanted.
Oh yeah, that's good too.
That's all I wanted. So I was like, you Bojangling, I can be over here right now in the drive-thru.
Right.
Keep playing.
Bojangling.
Keep playing. So that's all I got, y'all. That's all we out.
Yep.
Yeah. So Community Coalition Show. Again, y'all know what it is. CommunityCoalitionShow.com. Check us out on all the socials. Everywhere you can find your podcast, man. Sponsored by the Black Squirrel Media Network. Go ahead, David.
Yep. If you let me think. You know what? If you want a great safety and structure and you need those classes, first of all, hire Kenny, but also come to Black Squirrel.
Yeah. And even if you don't hire me, I probably train the dude you hire anyway. So on that note,
as a person who has taken one class by Kenneth, I would say you are a good teacher. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
I'm still waiting for you to recertify me, but whatever. We're not gonna go there.
Okay, I didn't know you needed it. Whatever.
Hey, that can happen. That can happen under the table. You know, we gotta keep that low. Like,
oh no, we make it work.
I'm playing. No.
So on that note, y'all, I'm ending this podcast, y'all. We'll be back next week, y'all. Hopefully, Yendi will join us again. We can keep this going. Until then, peace.